Welcome to episode 2 of the Every Romantasy Challenge. This is a reading challenge that I created that was inspired by a Sims challenge, and I think it's a lot of fun. It's about reading romantasy tropes and micro tropes. I have a whole video explaining it that I will leave a link down below for you. However, in this episode, we are continuing where we left off last episode, and I'm going to be trying to read 3 more books to complete this board. I've been giving myself 3 months to complete it, so I started last month in June. This is July's video, and there'll be one more video in August. And hopefully, I can complete everything on the board. A small little shout out to say that I still have stickers available on my Etsy shop. There are also some bookmarks, but they're not romantasy themed specifically. I think there's actually still some Ramathon bookmarks on my Etsy shop if you want to pick them up. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be reading. I do want to start with this beautiful, stunning book. I really need to read this to figure out if I want to get the rest of the series in these stunning special editions from Arcane, because they are currently on sale. So I think we're going to start with this, and I think this will be for enemies to lovers. I don't know anything about this besides it is very much outside of my comfort zone. Urban fantasy, a lot of smut. People think I'm going to feel the same way I felt about Savage Lands in this, and I did not like Savage Lands. That was a hate read. But I'm hopeful because I liked Broken Bonds, and people also didn't think I was going to like Broken Bonds, that I'm gonna like this one. I'm 100-ish pages into this. What am I reading? And why am I not absolutely hating it? Again, not a book that I'm necessarily gonna tell you is perfect literature, is amazing. There's some weird things happening in here. But also, I'm laughing. And I think you're supposed to be laughing. Like, there's a lot of, like, hot and heavy in this book. We're going a little extreme on, like, the sex jokes and stuff. But also, the author is making it so ridiculous that you laugh. Like, we talk about pineapple and what pineapple does to a woman's little special part. And she's like, wait, but do you think they actually did research? Like, some women opened their legs before and then after? And how many times did this research happen? And, like, the way that scene happened, I was laughing. Like, I was giggling along with that scene. And there's been some like comebacks in the banter that I've been really laughing at. What did I text Claire about? There's a line in here that I literally was deceased. Wolves can't fuck sheep. It's anatomically. Wolves can't fuck sheep. It's anatomically impossible when he calls himself a wolf and her a sheep and then talks about sleeping with her. And I just like cackled at that. Like, it was so funny. And I think that although this book is going to like an extreme, it's making you like laugh along with it, and it's purposeful in its laughing along. Like, it's not like some of the books where I'm like, this is just so cringe. I can't believe like an author fully wrote this. Like, I don't vibe with this. Where this is just like, it's a good time. The essentially synopsis of this book, like the premise of this one, is we're following our main character who is a witch from the Hecate bloodline, most powerful bloodline, except for all the Hecates are just like women who sleep around. That's like all they're known for, essentially, to keep their power going and make sure their bloodline continues. It's like literally in their blood that they just have so much lust. However, our main character doesn't, and we don't know who her father is. Fast forward to like what's going down. Our main character's twin, because all Hecates are twin girls, who's gone missing and back in like the human realm. So our main character and her sisters go back to the human realm to figure out like what's been going on, and they run into this king guy who now rules the human realm. His power works on her when no other power has worked on her, and he's very curious about her because she is a virgin. But as we know about the Hecate bloodline, she shouldn't be a virgin at 24. The whole story is definitely breeding into the breeding. The biggest issue here is that everyone wants to fuck these witches so they can earn their place in the 9 realms, because only people with like the royal bloodlines are allowed in the 9 realms. And so this man has to protect all these women because all the demons are trying to fuck them. And it's just like, you cannot take this book too seriously at all. And if you did, you would enjoy it. And I probably would enjoy it at other points in my life, but the mood I'm in right now, silly, goofy time vibes, I'm enjoying it. But I don't know if I would recommend it, but it is well written. That's it. That's what's happening right now. Like, I'm just laughing. And if I stop having a good time, I'll let you know. But at this point, I'm vibing enough. I don't think it'll be an all-time favorite. I don't think I'll be recommending it to a lot of people, but I'll have a really good experience reading this, at least, is what I'm hoping for. I do think the magic system, although it does revolve around like sleeping around and genetics and all that stuff, is still pretty interesting, especially like with the different bloodlines and learning about who the main male interest is and like where his power comes from, because he's not one of the powerful bloodlines, but he seems to be more powerful than anyone else. Also, the different 9 realms we've learned a little bit about, and I do find that really interesting. Like, it is well researched, like it is a well developed story. It's just like also a silly goofy time. Reckless showed up yesterday and I'm so excited. This is going to be one of the best books I read this year, I think. I'm very, very excited to get to this. Powerless was one of my favorite books, but I'm not getting to it in this vlog, but I just had to like scream and shout about my excitement to read this. I'm just waiting for like the perfect time. Like, I want to be in the perfect mood to read this. And right now, I don't think is that, but I'm hoping that it's coming, truly. And now to talk about things that we are here to talk about. Flames of Chaos. I'm on chapter 34. Let's find that. Oh, look. I opened it to the right page. So I'm probably just over halfway into this, page 238. I was really into the start of this book, and like I'm still giving it the benefit of the doubt because there's a cool story here. It's just being buried alive under the word for a cat, the rooster word, and see you next Tuesday. Also, the addiction that everyone has to popping this poor girl's cherry. Even the spells, like the whole world just doesn't want to see her a virgin, and it's really kind of weird. Why is everyone obsessed with her vagina bleeding? It's weird. It's kind of weird. I'm not like feeling it, which kind of sucks. I thought I was feeling it for a while, and I'm really coming to terms with the fact that I don't think I'm going to like this. I thought it was going to be a 3-star. I thought I was gonna have like a really fun time with it and just laugh everything off. But the more I get into it, the more I was just hoping it would ease up on the things I wasn't liking, but it's doing the opposite, and it's really just like double downing on sex and everyone just being obsessed with her coward. Yeah, so that's how I'm feeling. I'm gonna finish it. It does cross off a few spaces for me in this challenge, so that's good. Although I need to go look at the microtropes and pay more attention to them because I'm currently like unsure about what they are. Do you want to see a kitty? Oh, come here, Widow Theo. Look at him. Okay, listen. Go. I'm struggling. Listen, we had one success last video with Broken Bonds, one absolute failure, and one very mid book, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for here too. I hope I make the right choices, and this is my failure, right? Like, this one is my failure, and it's only up from here. That's at least what I'm hoping. I finished Flames of Chaos. I'm so sorry this wasn't for me. I tried. I really, 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 really tried. But I'm giving this book, I think, 2 stars. I liked enough of it. Listen, I really liked the start. I was really hopeful. I thought there was going to be really good plot in here. But the plot did not escalate past her hoo-ha. That's all it was. That's all that it existed. And I just wanted it to get a little deeper. Maybe switch up some holes. Switch up the meaning of life here. Because my hoo-ha is not the meaning of life. And in this book, it is. So I don't know, this just wasn't for me. I'm really sad because I own these stunning editions of both 1 and 2, but I will not be continuing. But these are some of my favorite editions I own, and I don't know if I want to get rid of them. So I might keep them for a while, at least until I need the space, I guess. I'm so angry that I didn't love this because of how pretty these are. But it will go on the Romantasy board, which is nice. I think does me pretty good because it's going to be enemies to lovers. It is a new author, and for microtropes it does have a bath scene as well. It also, for bonus challenges, hits witches, which was going to be a hard one for me to do, so I'm happy that it hits that. I am not doing very well at microtropes or bonus challenges right now. I definitely need to step up my game in there. To be honest, it's hard. I just kind of forget all the microtropes once I read them. I need to like be paying attention and cross them out while I'm reading the book. I have actually started our next book as well, and I picked up The Ever King, which is a buddy read with my patrons, and I'm really excited for this one. I am 60 pages in. We're doing 60 pages a day, so roughly chapter 7-ish. Listen, Eric already has my heart. I'm reading on my Kindle because I own the ebook, and I'm highlighting so many lines. We're at a ball currently, and I love a ball scene. I'm really excited to read this one. I'm really excited. I'm giddy right now about it, which I was with the last book too, but I'm hoping this one does not do me dirty. I'm hoping that I enjoy this one a lot more than the last one. We have most definitely had some developments. I am 50% into the Ever King, and I'm vibing. I'm enjoying this. I actually went on Goodreads and I was shocked by how many of my friends with like similar taste to me didn't vibe with this because I'm having a good time. I'm leaning towards a 4-star currently. I really like the moments of the two together. I think they have very good chemistry, and I do think the atmosphere is giving me like Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, this is what I wanted out of a pirate book. Eric in particular really gives me pirate vibes. Like the way that he's like kind of like mean but like a softie at heart, like serious Pirates of the Caribbean vibes. Like if you've seen those movies, he gives me main character of Pirates of the Caribbean vibes. And also like I feel like she does too, because she's obviously not a pirate, but she is sticking it out pretty well with them, and I'm really liking like that vibe of all of them together. And it's something different for me, which is something that I'm really looking for in my fantasy romance these days. I'm kind of tired of the same old that I've been reading, which I think is why things like Broken Bonds worked so well for me, because it felt different. And although this is a fae romance, it feels different than the other ones I've read, mostly probably because it is a pirate romance, although I think pirate romance is in and we're about to see like an influx of them. And I really like there's a metaphor of like the songbird and the serpent and like a folktale told in the prologue that continues throughout the whole story, and I'm liking that. I really like the writing. It's really basic, but I find there's like really good quotes in it. Like a lot of his quotes I'm loving and I'm highlighting in my Kindle, but there's a lack of something in it that's stopping it from 5-star vibes from me. There's a lack of like depth or something. I can't really place where I think that is, but something is preventing it from a 5-star vibe. I don't know if I ever told you what this is about necessarily. Essentially, Eric is the king of the Ever Kingdom. Now, the Sea Fae, which is Eric's kingdom, and the Earth Fae have been at war. I just realized you can see the straw of my coffee. Delicious. You're gonna see it wherever I put it. They have been at war, and the Sea Fae lost. They were locked away in their own kingdom and could never cross the bounds ever again. But Eric wants revenge against the Earth King because the Earth King killed his father. And also, the Ever Kingdom has a plague on its lands where it's slowly dying, so they cannot stay locked away in their kingdom. But when the Earth King's daughter accidentally breaks the spell that keeps them contained, Eric comes and steals her away and uses her as like a pawn in the game to get the Earth King to come to him and to kill him. However, it's not that easy because growing attraction is a thing in these stories. There's like a mystery of what's happening with like this plague in their kingdom, and I'm really intrigued to figure that out. Also, I do think that there is some conversations on history being written by the victor, or not necessarily the victor, but like whose side you're on. So she only sees her side as like heroes, but he knows differently and had first-hand experience with them being cruel, and she just was never told about their cruel moments to win the war. And I think that's a really interesting conversation to happen. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. However, we need to rewind a little bit and go into the past, because yesterday I started a book. And I have clips for you. Take it away, past Cassidy. Of course, the second I sit down to film, I think the garbage truck is going by. But we also have a little Miley who joined us. I think she just woke up. I started House of Bane and Blood. And by started, I mean I'm halfway through. I thought I was in a reading slump. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna take a chance on this audiobook because Claire had read this and loved it. She said that it works for the arranged marriage on Ever Romantasy Challenge. So I was like, you know what, let's try it. It's a little bit outside of my comfort zone, and those have been working for me lately. Like, I mean, the Why Choose working for me, things like that. This is outside of my comfort zone just because I typically say that I'm like not the biggest like urban fan. Where are you going? But I'm really, really liking this. It isn't like heavy urban. Like, you definitely know that it's like a city, but it's not like, I guess when I say I don't like urban, most of the time I don't like our world urban. And this feels like a made up world completely. That's loud. If you want attention, you have to come up here. It's giving Gotham vibes to me. I don't know, it's giving me Batman, Gotham, even like Six of Crows style vibes, and I'm really enjoying it. It's obviously a arranged marriage. We're following our main character who finds herself in a marriage of convenience with her enemy in order to get her family out of debt, and I'm liking it. I feel like I'm just rambling about this. I'm kind of just in like I love mode, and I'm not really processing thought. She keeps coming back. She wants love. She's so cute. She's so sweet. Oh. kisses. And there is magic in this, so essentially the world is kind of divided between like the normal people who use like science and stuff, and the revenants, I think is what they're called, and they have magic in their blood. And so we're following a human marrying a revenant, and the revenants are looked down upon if they're seen outside after curfew. Crimes are put on them, things like that. They don't really have a lot of rights that are protected, things like that. And I don't know. I really don't know how to sum up the story. I feel like I'm doing a really bad job of summarizing it, but just know I'm loving it. I'm thriving through it. I think it is a little bit of a fast burn. Like, I think there is a little bit of an insta-love in it. They don't really work up to their feelings, but I'm still liking it. I love the male love interest. As I said, Batman Casbrecker vibes. Like, he's just kind of brooding and like protective and gives like kind of bad guy vibes but softy at heart. He's got like this soft family who loves him, and he's like the favorite child but like also has this like really bad name for him out in the public. Like, I'm eating this up, eating it up. Also, there's a war going on between all the like the different revenants, and the person that the reason why they marry the daughter and help her out of debt is because they need access to her train, her family's train, and that'll help them win the war. Trust me on this one. Just pick it up. I'm really enjoying it so far. At least I hope. I don't know. Things can change with me, but I'm really fingers crossing, hoping that this is a win for me. I have a photo shoot tonight, so I'm gonna listen to it. Hopefully I finish it either like tonight or tomorrow. I'm halfway through and I started this morning. I've just been listening nonstop. The audiobook, really good. It's fucking hot. I need to go back downstairs. I finished House of Bane and Blood yesterday, and I'm giving it 5 stars. Just like we just talked about with the Ever Kingdom, this gave me something different. They're not fae, at least not explicitly said that they're fae, and I didn't read them as fae. I read them as different types of magical beings. I mean, fae these days really are just creatures with magic most of the time, which is why we see them so prevalently. I can't say that word. Prevalently? Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. In fantasy romance, and these did have magic, so I think you could classify them as fae. I was actually talking to Claire about this because Claire also gave it 5 stars, and it gives me Bonds That Tie vibes. If you read Bonds That Tie, this is not alike, but same but different, because the plot line kind of is similar, and some of the ways things go about is similar. So I need you to read this and then DM me, and we can talk about how similar they are, because I don't want to give anything away, but I definitely think Bonds That Tie fans could like this. This is more fantasy than Bonds That Tie, though. There's definitely more of a fantasy world, a fantasy setup. I enjoyed our main characters in this. The chemistry they had together I thought was fun. I liked their little moments together. Not necessarily banter, but like they were teasing each other and she was giving it to him. And there's a line in this book where he tells her, why don't you give it to your brothers when they treat you so poorly, but you have no problem giving it to me? And she replies something about how he makes her feel safe, so she feels like she can give it to him, that he's always going to have her back no matter what she says, and that she can be a little spunky with him. And I thought that was super cute. Not about the brother part, but about them, and I feel like that sums it up. Like, they were very sweet on each other, but they had moments of like really going at it, which is like my type of relationship. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen me or Nick interact. We are making fun of each other constantly and just like rolling our eyes at each other and like laughing through. People say we bicker like old people, and I love seeing that. Like, I think that's just like my favorite type of romance, because I think it's very like natural and it feels very happy to me. Like, I love laughing. I love giggling, and the way we bicker makes me giggle a lot of the time. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I liked the plot. I thought where the plot went at the end was really interesting. I did a terrible job of summarizing it earlier, but I don't think I can do any better. Just trust me and pick this one up. I think it's unique. If you're looking for something not as typical in fanro, this is it for me. Like, this is something I'm striving for. So if you know more unique stories, let me know. Like, I don't want copies of all the other fantasy romance that we're getting. The cats went psycho. I don't want to just read more copies of each other's books. So I'm really looking for something different these days, and this did it for me. I think I'm just rambling on. I really enjoyed this one. I'm really sad that book 2's audiobook is not out currently, or else I would go into a binge, but I think Claire and me are going to read book 2 together in the next coming week, but I'll have to read it on like KU instead of the audio. I really enjoyed the audio. I recommend the audio, which I don't always do for fanro, but I think it had a really strong audio. I don't know, what else can I say about it? I really had a fun time. This could be on my best of the year list. Like, I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna get back to reading The Ever King. I lied to you. I'm not, because I had things to show you. I got my Battle-a-thon bookmarks. These gorgeous, gorgeous girls came in. If you didn't know, next month in August, I am co-hosting Battle-a-thon. can I even remember what team I am? I am Team Wings. This is our gorgeous little bookmark here for you to look at, and you can join my team and rep it all month long. We're gonna win. Battle-a-thon is super fun. This year it is assassin themed, and it is done in kind of a, what is the word? A bracket, like a sports bracket. So we have to read 5 stars. There's not a lot of prompts. You have a team prompt, but your main prompt is to read 5 stars, and you get points based on your star ratings as you read. So it really encourages us to be picking up 5-star predictions instead of just like short books that you're not going to love so much for a readathon. And then we're put into like a bracket, and we go head to head against different teams to then be in like the playoffs, the #1 spot. I won last year. I mean, Lexi was also on my team, and we won together, and this year we're not on the same team, so like one of us has to be a loser this year. But as always, my goal is always just to take Lexi down. Although I think it also could be to take Monica down, so that really only leaves my team or Tori and Kara's team to win. Here you go. Plan for the day. Read. I really need to read, but I actually really need to edit some videos to go up because I'm gone on vacation next week, and I'm going to Stampede this weekend, and it's so hot. We're in a heat wave. Why did I agree to go? I'm gonna die. But I also really want to work on my reading journal. I want to make a spread for the Bonza Tie series, but like for House of Bane and Blood, but I'm like, do I wait for the second book for that one? Probably. Maybe I won't work on it today. I also need to print off some book covers for my Tarot Readathon spread now that I've read a few books. Okay, now I'm actually gonna go. It's so hot that my hair, which holds curls pretty well, is not holding curls. I think it held the curls better when I was in Thailand in the humidity, which maybe that's because it was making it curl. I'm not done The Ever King yet, and I'm now past my deadline of when I wanted to finish it, but that's okay. In about an hour, Nick's coming to pick me up, and we are heading to Calgary for the evening. We're going to Stampede for the day with some friends, so I probably won't get a lot of reading done. However, I'm going to attempt to read in the car. I do get a little bit of motion sickness, so I don't tend to read in the car, but sometimes my Kindle is okay. I don't know why, but sometimes it's fine. I'm gonna attempt to finish The Ever King in the car, but I probably won't update you until I'm home on Sunday. Potentially not till Monday, because Sunday, okay, so we're going to Stampede. We leave tonight. It's a 4-hour drive. We get to Calgary. We get into our hotel. We're probably just gonna hang out in the hotel. Saturday, we're gonna go to Stampede. We're gonna go to Slow Burn Books. We're gonna drive home Saturday after Stampede in the evening. And then on Sunday, I have to go grocery shopping with my sister because we're going to the cabin Sunday night for the next week till Friday. And we like to go above and beyond when we go to the cabin. So we're gonna have some good food, but it means we have to go to like 4 different places because we need specific things. But it's going to be good, but I also won't get any reading done. So I don't know if I'll have time to update you or if I'll feel up to updating you until Monday when I'm at the cabin. But I think I wasn't going to, but I may vlog my week at the cabin. So I have to be done by Monday. I only have like 100 pages left, so I can do this. I also bought the special edition that just appeared in my group chat with Claire and Mel, and we're really bad and we convince each other to buy everything. So I hope I end up giving it the 4-star vibes that I'm feeling. And this with a clip of the kitties. Oh, you're so cute. She's kind of scared of it. I have officially finished The Ever King, and I'm giving the book 4 stars, probably a 4.5. I was very, very close to giving it a 5-star. It's just lacking a little bit of depth for me. Whether that was the plot or the characters, like something, it just felt a little bit surface level. However, I had such a fun time with this. I know I'm diving right into book 2 right away. I am very, very excited for the journey I'm about to go on with LJ Andrews. If you don't know, The Ever King is actually technically a sequel series. I think it's fine to be read. I haven't read the other series, and I feel like I'm well explained into everything, but she has a series essentially that's a few generations up, and then she wrote their kids' stories, and that is what's going to be the Ever King series. So we have a duology following Eric and why can't I remember her main character's name? My second names. And then we're gonna have standalone Romantasies following the rest of the kids, I believe, which I'm excited about. I really like this new idea of these more well thought out stories that are longer, but we switch characters and romances in that. I just think a 5-story romance gets really boring and repetitive for me a lot of the times. I only need a duology, sometimes only a standalone. Sometimes I can go for a trilogy, but like, I do love that we're in this new trend. I think it works really well for me in my reading because I still get that longer plot that I like without having just repetitiveness of our characters like falling in love, breaking up, something like, you know, like it doesn't need to just be breakup after breakup. Something is coming to fuck up their relationship. This way we get to see them kind of like thrive a little bit because we move on to a different character. I think The Ever King really just stood out for me because it feels like something different. It feels like a pirate fantasy. I would love to see this as a movie. I think that it gives me Pirates of the Caribbean vibes quite well. I loved Eric. I thought that he was the perfect amount of like villain but hero. Like, we could root for him, but he's definitely morally gray. I really also enjoyed the found family aspect we got. I really liked the friends we saw, some of the crew on the Ever ship. And I liked the magic quite a bit. I thought he had really cool magic. I liked her magic as well, but I definitely think his was one of the coolest. And yeah, I just like really enjoyed this one, and I am very excited because I have 2 special editions of it now coming. To end this vlog off, let's look at what my sheet is finally looking like. We have one more episode of this challenge after this episode, so we're gonna be making some moves, hopefully filling this out. We read Flames of Chaos, which I sadly didn't love, but this will count for enemies to lovers for me, and I think I'm going to use it for a new author. And it hits the microtrope of bath scene as well as the bonus challenge for witches, which I thought was going to be a hard one for me. After that, we binged House of Bane and Blood, which I'm using for arranged marriage. There is one of those in this book. I get this book 5 stars, absolutely loved it, adored it. Cannot wait. Currently reading the sequel at the time of filming this clip. This one I will use on KU for. This one hits Lost Memory and Knife to the Throat, as well as Who Did This To You. It does not, however, hit any of my bonus challenges. There's still a few of those open. And then lastly, I read The Ever King, which will be my forbidden love. And for that one, I'm going to do a social media rec. I see The Ever King everywhere on social media. It will also hit On the Run for me. And this one, of course, for the bonus challenges, hits off Pirates. This has me feeling like episode 3, I'm gonna have to read a few books. I was hoping I only had to read 2 books, but I have to finish Bodyguard, Friends to Lovers, which both of those have to be either a sequel or a book I already own. I have a lot of microtropes left. I also have vampires, dragons, and Vikings all left. So cheers to Cassidy hopefully completing this in August. I think it's doable. I would like to let you know that I still have stickers available on my Etsy shop if you are looking for the Every Romantasy challenge sticker sheets. I think they're super cute. They're perfect for reading journals or just whatever you want them to be. They have stamps of the tropes and the micro tropes on them. Super adorable in my opinion. And then if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I will leave the announcement video on the screen for the challenge. It is a challenge that can be done whenever you want to do it. I did it in June, July, and August. However, it is literally there for people to do whenever they want. There is a Canva document I will share as well as a Google spreadsheet. And I love being tagged in all your progress photos. So if you are working on this challenge, either tag me in your YouTube video or on Instagram. You can find me at Covers with Cassidy on pretty much any platform. And have yourselves an absolutely remarkable day.